I first started looking at the Belt and Road when I was in China in 2013 when it was launched. And so I've been following that very, very closely for at least the last decade. And the caucus was set up by Ong Tie Keat, who's the former 20-year Deputy Speaker of the House of Parliament in Malaysia. And he set this up to promote wider understanding of the Belt and Road right across Southeast Asia through ASEAN, and of course also in Malaysia. And that's been very successful, and we've had a number of conferences and forums, and a lot of investment and connections for trade, investment and upgrading has occurred through the caucus. So that's been a very positive outcome. I suppose the biggest projects in the last year, this year of course, has been the Jakarta to Bandung high-speed rail, which just opened, of course. So that's one really great project. But there's more, and I suppose the other rail project is the one to Vientiane from Kunming in the south of China, and that directly connects straight into Southeast Asia, if you like. So now Laos is in the strange situation of having more high-speed rail than the United States does. But I suppose those are two very good examples, but there are so many more. There's 4 airports opening in Cambodia this year. One's just opened in Siem Reap, where Angkor Wat is. That's one of the world's great tourist attractions. So there's lots and lots of these, and this is being repeated not just in Southeast Asia, of course, but right across the world. Look, Cambodia is benefiting enormously from the transfer of technology and the assimilation of new standards and adoption of new software, data centers. All that sort of thing is being shared with China, and that's very, very important. And of course, Cambodia is quite well advanced towards digitalization, digital currencies, online payments, and things like that. There's room to grow. There's going to be more, but I think you can see that ASEAN-wide that is happening, and we need to advance this more and faster. It's so important. Look, many of these countries that we're talking about, BRI partners, developing economies, right? Many of them couldn't do what they are achieving without connection to the BRI, without the sharing of all those networks, without the forums and the discussion forums, dialogue partners, multilateral. These are all very, very important, and ASEAN, as you say, is becoming a very important center for production and export, not just export, but import, and also the integration of all the ASEAN nations. And look, we've got an average GDP growth of about 5% in the region. That's outstanding. I think the partnership with China and the BRI is very, very important for maintaining a high degree of independence and ASEAN centrality. Australia is in a difficult position, walking the tightrope between the US great power hegemonic rivalry approach, zero sum, and China's more unite and prosper idea. And of course, Australia knows its future is in Asia and with China and ASEAN. A few years ago, when I was in Beijing and speaking to government officials and diplomats, basically it was recognized that Australia is default already part of the BFI, even though it's no MOU signed up. Look, Chinese investments in ports in Australia, in infrastructure in Australia, in agricultural exports, in mining, in all of the sectors. Look, Australia couldn't have had a wonderful 30-year no recession economy without China. And so that is a symbiotic relationship. Australia, it's highly complementary. Sure. Look, I can remember when the first Teslas turned up on the road in China, and then the little Wulings, which is a GM joint venture, General Motors joint venture. Those little Wulings went crazy, and I really like them. China's EV technology is fantastic. It's the best in the world. The batteries are the best in the world. The production, supply chain production, the factories in China are amongst the newest and best in the world for sure. And they're producing world-class vehicles. So yeah, there's going to be enormous success with that. And I went to Chengdu 4 weeks ago, and I went to the Chengdu Motor Show, and I had a look at every single car. My friends were like, why aren't you looking at the foreign cars? And I was like, no, I only want to see the Chinese ones. And I did, and I checked out pretty well every single one that was on display. And look, I mean, they're all fantastic. Perhaps one of the best motor shows I've gone to, because really, it was 60% electric. More than 60%.